some guns and
blow some shit up.
I'll grab my pistol and meet you up at the deck.
What kind of members would you recruit for your organization?
No black.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd like to be the first recruit.
Yeah, the very first rule would be have to be of European Aryan descent. I would say.
What does that stand for?
It stands for "fuck the world." And we've also sloganed it. Have people have said "for the whites." The AK-47. That's my favorite weapon.
So this is actually a bomb. What could you do with it?
You can blow up a...
They eat.
With the intention of writing...
Pleasure to meet you. Yes, you as well.
Thank you for having me here.
Absolutely. This is my home.
After 10 years, it would turn out that I had been walking in the footsteps of not only a friendly, but also dangerous...
Shalom, call halal YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. That's giving our praise to the Most High. In the name of His only begotten Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to our teachers, the elders, and apostles of Great Millstone, who taught us His truth and sincerity, peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered abroad. Shalom to the 144,000. And this is a clip. All right, I was playing it, and you see it started buffering, and hadn't did that this whole time, and now it wants to buffer. All right, but you know, these are basically some white supremacists, you know, speaking on what they believe in and how they feel. And I watched this video, kind of skimmed through it a little bit. You seen it was making bombs and shit. This is what Edomites do. All right. I had Edomite friends back in the world, and I remember being in fucking middle school, and motherfuckers was making bombs and shit. I'm like, what the hell you making a bomb for, man? All right.
Extremist.
But they know how to make bombs and stuff, man. But something that this individual said at the end of this video right here made me want to stop and you know, put this on wax. All right, this is just for edificational purposes. I'm not making any monetary gain off of this. Fair use, and nobody was hurt in the making of this video. All right, gotta say that for YouTube's sake. But you know, it's just Esau showing his hatred for Jake. All right, so let's just finish playing this out, and we'll grab a few precepts.
And I had it all on tape.
I'm recording.
What was going on with the fire over there?
I burn all my paper mail.
Why?
Just afraid of the government or somebody going through my mail, and I don't want anybody going through my mail. You know, in the past, they've gone through people's trash to, you know, get info on them and get into their personal livelihood and stuff. So all my mail and personal issues I burn.
Jason gladly told me about the joy of living in the countryside. And to him, that meant being far away from people of other races.
There is a lot of riff-raff, and we used to not have any niggers live around here at all. Mexicans are starting to move in, so I don't care for it at all. You know, the crime rate's coming up, and of course, you see them with the white women all the time. You know, and to me, it's a genocide to both of our races. I just don't understand it.
Really, that's just genocide to their race. Because when the Israelite man deals with a white woman, okay, a so-called white woman, which is an Edomite, if they bear children, that child is an Israelite, no matter how it looks. So that's why they hate that, okay? Because it's pretty much wiping them out, all right? Not to mention the hatred and jealousy.
This is it. This is what a nickname when I was with an MC, a motorcycle club, an outlaw motorcycle club. I always went by the nickname Bird, so I like to call this the Bird's Nest.
Okay.
Somewhat, I guess you'd call a man cave. This is where we come hang out. We got a heavy bag for training for martial arts, and
you see this room. Look at all the stuff on the walls. All right, he said this is where they go to congregate, I guess. You know, but you got to, it made me think about how us, the Akim, you know, brothers in different states, we all congregate, we all meet up. You got a particular camp house, brothers meet up, and we going into the scriptures, you know, going into edification, going into building up the body. And these devils get together and go into, you know, pretty much trying to, make plans and stuff to come up against us, So something he's going to say right here is going to be very heavy, which is going to leave you to grab a few precepts. I pray it's edifying to those for elect. Like I said, fair use, fair use. Nobody was harmed in the making of this video.
Boxing and white supremacists and me come and reminisce and talk and sometimes hold meetings and catch up on current events. And
So, I see you've got a lot of things here on your walls that would offend.
You see right there behind his head, behind him, he got a Trump flag. Okay, so these individuals are all around you. He said his wife worked at a restaurant and they was taking the food from the restaurant to feed the pigs and stuff. So his wife works at a restaurant, which means what? His wife is more than likely, she's obviously Edomite, all right? But, how you think she's serving people in there? That's, Jake or not a Edomite. Probably playing all in your food. These people are all around you, and you'll smile at them. Some of y'all probably be in there tipping this man's wife or individuals like him, and it all leads down the same road. Okay, we were never meant to get along. We are not, supposed to get along. We're not supposed to be together. Okay, so let's just listen to what he gonna say.
Quite a lot of people. What is it?
it's just all the guys that have battled and have been killed by the government and died for what they believe in. I feel that we need to honor them. These are that's a target from the shooting range. We do a lot of shooting and practicing and preparing, you know.
And what are you preparing for?
Well, we believe that, we call it RAWCHAA, and we believe it's going to be a racial holy war someday eventually. We deal with these.
You seeing that? You said we believe it's going to be a racial holy war someday.
Also that would offend.
And the other guy, he said, they preparing for this. He said they go shooting at least 4 times a month at minimum. All right, so they're practicing. All right, showing you the hatred of these devils. But he said we believe there's going to be a racial holy war.
Quite a lot of people. What is it?
It's just all the guys that have battled and have been killed by the government and died for what they believe in. I feel that we need to honor them. These are that's a target from the shooting range. We do a lot of shooting and practicing and preparing, you know.
And what are you preparing for?
Well, we believe that, we call it RAWCHAA, and
They believe, and this is the same ones that gave you white Jesus. They burning crosses. It was a image of that when they was, shooting this interview. I guess one individual started burning the cross. All right, this is they are against the Messiah. They are against the Lord. They know the Lord. Especially these true Edomites. They know the Lord isn't the so-called white man. And this is why they'll do stuff like this to terrorize Jake.
believe it's going to be a racial holy war someday.
He said he believes it's going to be a racial holy war. And as you see this book right here, it says soldiers of God. Okay. So, in their mind, they think they're doing the right thing, which really the Lord put the Spirit in them to be the sword. This is the Most High sword. Esau just being Esau.
Eventually.
All right. So let's grab a few precepts. All right. He said, we believe it's going to be a racial holy war. Okay. And I keep hearing that about a holy war, which is ultimately the time of Jacob's trouble, Armageddon, the end times. There's going to be a lot of bloodshed, and the Lord warned us of this time. Okay. He warned us of this time, and through the Spirit, the men of the Lord, the prophets, are out there warning everybody of this time we're coming into. Talking to you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Indians. The time we're coming into is about to get very, very ugly out here. And the Lord will not take the video down. I'm not going to make this too long because they just might. But this is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. So you don't have time to be sitting here playing around, man. You got to really get right with YAHAWASHI now. It says, while the evil days, the bad times come not. Okay, but they're coming. All right. So now is the time to really, get right with Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, straighten up in the spirit, because this devil, he's about to really come down with this wrath, man. Okay, and they're practicing for it. One of the individuals said, in a weird way, I can't wait for that day. They can't wait. They can't wait. All right. So it says, Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 5, it says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, in the time of their calamity and the time of their iniquity had an end. All right. And this is what this devil has. He has a perpetual hatred for us. Okay. They hate you, Jakes. And they'll smile in your face, give you that phony smile, but really they hate you, and they're going to show their colors. And no matter who you are, if you're an Edomite, that demon is inside you. No matter how nice they try to act, how cool they try to be, that demon is inside you. And as he said, that holy war is going to ignite that demon, man. Okay? Some of you Jakes out there might have, Edomite friends or, Edomites in your family. Understand something. When all hell break loose and that Lord rouse that spirit up, they're going to show you that they are the devil. Okay? That same Edomite spirit is going to come out. All right? That old serpent. It says, therefore, as I live, saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Sith thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Yeah, because they love blood. They like their meat bloody, and they like to see blood. They like to spill blood. So now it's going to come back unto you. It says, thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth. I will fill his mountains with his slain men, and thy hills, and in thy valleys, and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. Okay, but them Edomites, they out there practicing with them guns, man. They getting ready to make their move, and a lot of our people are going to get caught off guard thinking it's sweet. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, verse 4. It says, and these are the words that the Lord Yahweh spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Indians. It says, for thus saith the Lord Yahweh, BAHASHAM Yahushai, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. You see, we've heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. There is no peace coming. Okay, it's about to get very, very nasty out here. Me and the brother Moan in the camp did a video concerning the reports came out how they found a white supremacist compound where they was out there training, where these Edomites go to train, learn how to shoot guns, learn how to do particular maneuvers and attacks, they had to making bombs and shit. This is real. Okay, the biggest domestic terrorist is these Edomites. All right, and they get, slaps on the wrist and, to walk around freely. Okay. But these are the biggest, and they label us domestic terrorists just for reading the Bible. But these motherfuckers are actually out here committing actual, H crimes, man. And it's okay because they're all linked in. They're all juiced in. They're all, family. It says, ask ye now and see whether a man have travailed child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. You Jakes think it's sweet out here, man. All right, they're about to come down with that wrath. We just did a video, too, about how they talking about FBI is about to send a task force into these particular cities where Jake got switches and shit. All right, that's all a part of the plan, okay? Because it's all going to spill over into complete chaos, race wars. It says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. All right, and you Jakes are going to be in trouble. It says, but he shall be saved out of it. All right, so let's go right here, too. Let's go to, what's that, Genesis 27. Let's grab this right here, too, man, because it's all going to make sense very soon, okay? It's all going to make sense very soon. Let me see. Hold on 1 second. Let's go to verse 25, chapter 25. Here we go. This is Genesis chapter 25, verse 27. In the NLT, it says, as the boys grew up, Esau became... Let me go up. In the KJV, it says, verse 25, it says, and the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. So Esau came out red. This is the rednecks, the red man, you know, it's Esau, it says. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. Okay, so this is how Jacob and Esau came about, the so-called black and Hispanic race. Salakia, the so-called black and white race. All right, the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Indians are Jacob, and the so-called white people, okay, whether it be your Russians, your Europeans, your Americans, your when you name them, Edomites, Edomites. All right, but let's go down to verse 27 in the NLT. Looking for something in particular. Salakia, bear with me 1 second. I'll just continue to read. It says, as the boys grew up, Esau became a skillful hunter. He was an outdoorsman. And you seen them Edomites, they was outside. You know, it's more of that clip. Okay, that clip came from the brother Tazapania _144. You can go watch that. It said it's called The Face of Hate, White Culture. But you can go watch that clip. All right, but it was showing you that it was outside shooting and shit. It says, but Jacob had a quiet temperament, preferring to stay at home. And that's, you know, Jake to day. You know, Esau be out there in the woods hunting, you know, climbing mountains, doing weird stuff. Jake would rather just be home chilling somewhere. Okay, minding your business, not going out there killing animals and stuff. And they asked him about them bombs. So what does it do? Okay, well, it can, you know, blow up a small building or blow up some animals. Who the hell will think about blowing up animals, man? The devil the Bible speaks of. It says Isaac loved Esau because he enjoyed eating his wild game Esau brought home. But Rebekah loved Jacob. Okay. Let me go further. I'm looking for something in particular. Maybe I got to go back. Oh, no, I know what it is. Salakia. Here we go. Yep. So this is it right here. Let's go to verse 23. It says in the NLT, and the Lord YAHAWASHI told her, the sons in your womb will become two nations. So we're two different people. Okay. This is why there's going to be a holy war where it's going to be, predominantly Esau versus Jacob. It says, the sons in your womb will become two nations. From the very beginning, the two nations will be rivals. You see, from the very beginning, the two nations will be rivals, and we you know, have become rivals, or we've really always been rivals. All right, so you gotta understand that when you're dealing with these heathen, man. Okay, they're not your friend. Okay, they are our enemies. They're rivals. It says one nation will be stronger than the other, and the older son will serve the younger son. Okay, so Esau came out first. He's going to serve us, and we are stronger than them. Okay, and they know that. That's why they got to have them guns. All right. Now let's go back to verse 27 or chapter 27. Close it off right here. It says, verse 41. It says, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. So that's still in this man's heart. Okay, he can't wait to slay you Israelites. He can't wait to come down with that wrath upon you Israelites. And that's what we're warning you about. This man is about to make his move. It says, Genesis chapter 27, verse 41. Hey, remind me the other day I was driving home. And I happened to see a chariot. You know, it was like it was still daytime outside, but I had like a little, you know how your mind, you have like a little vision in your mind, or like your imagination will start to go. And it was a incidents where a truck pulled up next to me and it had these dusty, dirty ass Edomites in it, and it was just acting weird, acting real strange. But they was like making noises to get my attention. So I looked over and they was just like doing this like weird little like dance and like, you know, hooting like a damn gorilla. But they was looking me dead in my eyes. Like they was looking me dead in my eyes, like trying like, you know, it seemed like you know, and I kind of laughed it off and just, you know, turned my head or whatever. But it was like they was playing, but at the same time they was trying to intimidate me. And then right as they did that, another truck came by the intersection, and you had Edomites sitting in the back of the truck. And the Spirit told me, like, one day these Edomites are going to all come together with one agreement, and they're going to start attacking Jake. And that's the time we're coming into, man. All right, and that's that's what they're preparing for. When they go out there shooting them guns, that's what they're preparing for, man. They can't wait to start blowing Jake away. It says, from that time on, Esau hated Jacob because their father had given Jacob the blessing. And Esau began to scheme. He's scheming. That's how you know the spirit of an Edomite too, man. I want to grab this word scheme. I don't know if that's going to show me over here. Yeah, it's not going to show me here. It's all right. You should know what scheme mean. You know, they plotting. It says, I will soon be mourning my father's death. Then I will kill my brother Jacob. And this has always been in this man's heart, and it's still in this man's heart. And, you know, the time is coming when he's going to start showing it. It says, but Rebekah heard about Esau's plan. So she sent for Jacob and told him, listen, Esau is consoling himself by plotting to kill you. And that's what they're doing. They're plotting to kill Jake still to this day. That's why you see what I'm saying? They're preparing. They're getting ready for something. They're plotting to kill you Jakes. All right? But Jake's still in their own little world talking about, y'all hate the white man. Nigga, the white man hate you. And if you don't believe it, don't worry about it. He about to show you. All right? He definitely about to show you. That's the point. With that being said, I'm going to say shalom, come and Allah, blah, blah, blah. Like I said, I hope this lesson goes up. You know, well, I know it's going to go up, but the Lord, when it stays up, you know how Esau gets sometimes when you expose him too much. But yeah, you know thine enemy, man. Scripture says never trust thine enemy. So you need to examine yourselves and make sure that you're not getting too comfortable and friendly with these Edomites, because they are not your friend. And when push comes to shove, they're going to show it. Shalom.